listening to this show, you know that I have been forewarning that the LGBTQIA nonsense, which is getting stranger and stranger, is so obviously going to lead to pedophilia. That makes perfect sense. There seems to be this strange emphasis on children. It didn't seem this way to me. Maybe it's because I wasn't paying attention to the political landscape, but I've talked about how in the 90s, I didn't feel this need for lesbian and gays to want to get inside the classroom and to teach children certain things. It never felt that way. Maybe it was always necessarily heading that way. Well, this is an interesting story. The Florida Gay Pride Parade has now been canceled after anti-drag show law passes. Now, let's be clear. The Florida House sent DeSantis a bill on Wednesday that bans children from adult performances. So the anti-drag show law they're referring to is simply saying that if you want to fly your freak flag high, do it away from children. Shouldn't be controversial if you're a little freak and you're like, I want to wear girl panties when I'm a man. And we say, okay, fine, in Florida, but you can't do it around children. Why would that send your alarms off? Why would you then throw your toys out of the pram, to use an English expression? Why would you say, okay, well then I don't want to be here at all unless I can do this in front of children? Well, this is what's actually going on in Florida. The Pride Alliance of the Treasure Coast posted this on Wednesday on Facebook, a message regarding this weekend's Pride Fest. As all of you know, the political climate that we are currently in has us all very concerned for our community. After multiple meetings with city officials, it is with a heavy heart that the Pride Alliance of the Treasure Coast has to announce that this weekend's Pride Fest will now be a 21 and older event. A heavy heart, guys. The city has decided that with the likelihood the governor will sign the latest bill into effect this evening, we will need to be on the side of caution and has required us to make this necessary change. We are obviously upset and disheartened that it has come to this. We also regret to announce that we will have to cancel our plans to bring back our beloved parade. Sorry, I'm very confused by that Facebook post. Why are they so upset that the city is saying you need to keep your Pride Fest with your drag queens 21 years and older? Why does that upset them? Why do you think it upsets them, I guess? Why do you think they're suddenly going, it's not even worth us having the parade because we don't have access to children? Does that seem like a normal train of thought to you guys? I'm just going to ask the question here. Why would they be so bothered by that they are posting with a quote unquote heavy heart? That doesn't really seem normal. Maybe it's because what is being masked as pride is actually an exercise in indoctrination. And what they have been focused on is the coming generation of children. With all of their antics, they are the most upset when you deny them access to your children. It is why when classrooms say we are not going to teach the nonsense of picking your gender, when schools stand up, when the education system, when Florida takes a stance as they have done and says drag queens around children, drag queen story time, this doesn't really make sense. It's why when this happens, they kick up a fuss, right? Because buried beneath it are their true incentives. And that is the only comment that I'm going to make on that. The Pride Parade in Florida is canceled because they can't have access to children. On that same note, you guys, speaking of drag queens, I guess now the new thing to do